Good morning students. Let us continue our lesson microorganism, friend and foe. Remember student, yesterday we have taken the first part of this lesson and will continue this lesson. So let us recall what we have learned yesterday. See student, yesterday we have learned about microorganisms. What are microorganisms? What is the physical device which help us to see microorganisms? What are the different forms of microorganism? Yes, students, what are the different forms of microorganism? Yes, they are bacteria, then algae, then protozoa, and virus also. And one more microorganism was left, that is fungus. So we have five different forms of microorganism. But if we see the major forms of microorganism, we have only four microorganisms, that are bacteria, algae, protozoa and fungi. And why we have kept virus in a different category? Because it always requires a host cell to reproduce. So we'll go further. And yesterday also at the last we have learnt about the habitat where the microorganisms are found. So before starting today's topic, let me ask you one question. Are microorganisms always harmful? Yes, you are right. Microorganisms are not harmful always. There are variety of uses of microorganisms. In today's class, we'll learn about some of the uses of microorganisms. So we'll start the uses of microorganisms where we find their use in our homes. But to a surprise, microorganisms are also used in industry. They are used in pharmaceutical industry. They are used in pharmaceutical industries for making medicines. They are used in biotechnology industry, in the food industry, and many more. There are many more uses where microorganisms are utilized. So before going to all that, we'll start with that use of microorganism which we use daily. So our first point of uses of microorganism, we'll start with some friendly microorganism. And the first microorganism that I have taken according to NCERT is Lactobacillus. See, this Lactobacillus bacteria is present in curd. So you may have seen often many times that your mother adds a small amount of curd in a warm milk. But have you ever asked your mother or your elder person, wherever you have seen, that why she or he adds small amount of curd to a warm milk? I know that some of you may know the answer, but I will answer it because to the student, those who don't know the answer, they should also know the answer. So actually Lactobacillus is a bacteria and it is present in curd, and when little amount of curd is added to warm milk, then a chemical reaction takes place between the bacteria and the milk. So because of that chemical reaction, milk becomes sour and milk curdles, or it coagulates and changes into curd. But this process needs certain time. So when the milk is left undisturbed for certain time, 3 to 4 hours or 5 to 6 hours, the curd sets and the milk completely gets changed into curd. But this is not the end. The curd also has a variety of uses. We use curd in our daily life, and the same curd is utilized for forming idlis and bhaturas. You have seen your mother uses a small amount of curd while making bhaturas, while kneading the flour. So we'll come to the next use of our friendly microorganisms. The next use is that bacteria are used for making cheese and pickles. So in industries, cheese and pickles are made with the help of bacteria. The next use of friendly microorganism is use of yeast. Yeast is a very good fungi and it has a variety of uses in our industry, especially the baking industry and alcohol industry. So we'll learn something about yeast, how it is utilized, why it is utilized, and what is the reason we are using yeast. So yeast is used in dairy industry to make bread, pastries and cakes. See, if you bring a cake from the market and if it is not fluffy, it is not soft and spongy, will you like to eat it? And the answer is no. You always like to eat a cake or a pastry which is spongy and which is very soft. So have you ever thought how the cake or pastry is made so spongy? And the reason behind is the magical fungi which is yeast. So yeast is used. So we'll see how yeast is utilized for making bread, pastry or some fluffy things with the help of a activity. So students, let us move to an activity which is activity 2.3 of your NCERT. So what we'll do in this activity? We'll take half kg of flour. This flour may be atta or it may be a maida. You all know that atta or maida is made up of wheat, and wheat is the source of carbohydrate. And what is carbohydrate? Carbohydrate has sugar in it. So it has sugar as a nutrient. So we are providing sugar to the yeast. So half kg of flour, and in that a little amount of sugar is added plus little amount of warm water is added to knead the flour. Knead the flour means atta ko gundna. So now for kneading the flour, what three things are needed? Flour, the second thing is yeast, little amount of sugar and little amount of warm water. Why warm water is added? Just think why warm water is added. Yes, you are right. Warm water is added because microorganism can survive better in warm atmosphere. Therefore, we have added warm water. Now, when the flour is kneaded, it becomes a dough. Now, the dough is covered with a lid or with a piece of cloth, and it is left to rest for a certain period of time. The time can be 2 to 3 hours. It depends which taste you want. If you need a sour taste, then you can leave it for some more time. So I think 2 hours are enough to the chemical reaction to take place. So what will actually happen? To show what reaction actually happens, I have made a cartoon here. So let us see what this cartoon speaks. This is a cartoon and this is actually yeast. So you can see that this yeast is consuming a sugar. And what is the sugar, the source of sugar we have? We have added flour and we have added sugar also. But no need to add sugar. Sugar is optional. If you don't add sugar also, then also the reaction will take place because flour itself has carbohydrate in it, and carbohydrate is the source of sugar. So we are providing sugar to this yeast, and when we are leaving yeast undisturbed in the condition where we are not providing oxygen to it, it means we are maintaining warm and anaerobic condition. Anaerobic condition means a condition where there is a limited supply of oxygen or where there is absolute absence of oxygen. So yeast will start respiring. In the starting it will respire with help of oxygen for some time, and when the oxygen becomes limited, it starts respiring anaerobically, and when it starts respiring anaerobically, then two substances are formed. Let us see what are these two substances. These two substances are, one is alcohol and the second substance formed is CO2, which is a gas. So when you see the kneaded flour or the dough after 2 hours, to a surprise you will see that the dough has rise in its volume and it has almost become double in size. So how it has become double in size? Because the dough is filled with a gas, and the gas is CO2. So, and after 2 hours, a characteristic smell also comes out, and this smell is the smell of alcohol. Small amount of alcohol is also formed because we have taken a small amount of dough as we are doing this activity in our home. So, 2 substances are formed, and this particular reaction is used on a wide scale, and that is the commercial scale. So, yeast is also used commercially. We'll study its use later on. Now, the whole reaction is known as fermentation reaction. So, let us see what is the definition of fermentation reaction. Fermentation, it is the process of conversion of sugar into alcohol. And how this process will take, what condition is required? Anaerobic condition is required. And this process of fermentation was first discovered by a scientist. The name of the scientist is Louis Pasteur, and he discovered fermentation in 1857. So we'll see where the fermentation process is utilized. So we have left our point, I think, here. So again we'll take this point. Coming to point number 3, yeast is used in baking industries to make bread, pastries and cakes. So you have seen that the CO2 which is formed, this CO2 fills the entire dough, and the dough will rise and it will become almost double in size because it has filled with CO2 gas. As a reason, the dough which if we use the same dough, then our cake or pastry or whatever we want to make, it becomes fluffy, because as the CO2 comes out, it leaves certain air gaps there, and our cake or bread or pastry becomes slightly fluffy. Now, coming to the commercial uses of microorganism, again the same yeast, large scale production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. See, yeast is commercially used on a very large scale for formation of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. See, from acetic acid we make vinegar, and vinegar is utilized for making pickles, and it has a variety of uses in the fast food also. Vinegar is also a solvent, and it is utilized in industries also. So these 3 substances, alcohol, wine and acetic acid, they are made by the process of fermentation, and yeast is utilized for this. But there should be some substance on which yeast is grown. So yeast is grown on the substances like natural sugar. And what is the source of these natural sugar? See, this yeast is grown on natural sugar, and for getting the natural sugar, we need certain grains, and the grains may be wheat. We can take wheat, we can take barley, we can take rice, or even we can take crushed fruit juices. See student, crushed fruit juices, we have variety of wines in the market which are made by using fruits of different kinds. So when the fruits are crushed, juice comes out, and in that juices, yeast is added and left it to ferment for many days. And after many days, you can see that bubbles of a certain gas is coming out. Bubbles of certain gases form. So what are these bubbles, and of which gas? These bubbles are due to the formation of CO2. And when this process is continued for 3 to 4 days, then after 3 to 4 days, a characteristic smell also comes out. And what is the smell of? The smell is of what chemical substance? Can you name it? Yes, you are right. You are definitely right. The characteristic smell is of alcohol, because alcohol has taken place. And sometimes in industry, this reaction is also known as alcoholic fermentation, and this fermentation reaction is utilized for formation of alcohol, wine and acetic acid. So student, I hope you have understood today's topic. So before ending my today's lesson, let us recall what we have learned today. Today we have learned some of the names of friendly microorganisms like lactobacillus, certain bacteria and yeast. We have learned that bacteria is utilized for formation of curd, pickles, cheese, and yeast is utilized for making bread, pastries and cake. At the same time, on commercial scale, yeast is utilized for production of alcohol, wine and acetic acid, and the process which help in this all is the process of fermentation. So students, will continue this lecture, will continue this lesson in our next lesson. Thank you.